Okie dokie, everybody. Welcome back. You're here at the Fox Den with Peter Voss, the Papa Fox, and we are going to continue playing Pillars of Eternity by Obsidian Entertainment. When we last left off, we had come back to Caed Nua so we could shove off a bunch of leaden key interlopers, and we did that rather successfully. We picked up some items from our treasury, and now we're going to go back and get back into Defiance Bay and see what we can do to help some folk. Actually, first, before we're going to do that, we're actually going to check the journal just to make sure we have everything we need to take care of done. I think there's actually
Better indeed.
Yes? Okay, cool. What do we need to take care of? We have quests and tasks. Okay. Travel to the First Fires. Messenger from the Ducal Palace has arrived at Caed Nua. Travel to the Ducal Palace and First Fires. Okay, we need to do that. We need to return this to Grimda so we can get access to that item for the quests over here. Okay. Endurance. Okay. No. There is okay, that will do after we return the scroll. Symbols of Faith. Okay. I thought I had already talked with Expedition Hall, but we'll go ahead and do that. Let's actually return first to Defiance Bay then. That should work out quite nicely. So, how are you all doing? I am doing absolutely wonderfully. Oh, it's been a week. I got to meet my niece for the first time. My family is Copperlane. My family is overseas at the moment, so my niece was born out of the U.S. So this is my first time meeting her, and it was so awesome holding a little tiny baby and singing to her and calming her down and stuff. I say
of all the things I've gotten used to, food was the hardest adjustment.
I quite agree. Deer wouldn't oversalt everything and drown it in sauce.
And they burn out all the flavor. Nothing like a raw deer flank.
Yep, yeah, that's kind of how I cook food anyways. Worcestershire sauce on everything. Although I have been expanding my palate. I do try to expand things here and there. Cooking is definitely not my strong suit, but it is something that everybody should learn how to do. And do well. My biggest faux pas when it comes to cooking, though, is I try to get clever. And unfortunately, this also applies to almost everything else that I do. And I've started noticing this more and more often. I have a really neat idea for something to cook, and I don't actually have a recipe for it. I just try to ham-haw my way through it, and it works out poorly. Characters for D&D, writing stories, coming up with other ideas, everything I tend to overthink a little bit too much, instead of trying to pare it down and allow myself to do something simple. So that's something I'm definitely going to have to work on before I get to the other things. Anyways, let's talk with Waynon. No. Come on. Who is going to tell me? Ulsric? No. Huh. I think that's all I really needed. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and go to the library and return that scroll. And oh, wait, no, we can't do that because we buried it. Haha. So we'll see what happens. This will be interesting. Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to still complete that other quest. I don't want to steal something, but if I have to, I guess I will. Oh me, oh my. But yeah, holding small little tiny babies are really, really awesome. It just really does wonders for the soul. It's pretty cool. It's not for everybody. I mean, I don't think everybody should have children, but it's definitely nice if that's how you are so inclined. Okay. Here is the library. Oh, it's always good to make friends with librarians. They are awesome people, they do awesome things, and they know lots of awesome stuff. They will be able to help you in no uncertain terms for most research stuff that you'll need. Okay, let's go talk with the old lady. Grimda.
Gods keep you.
I found the scroll, but Whale asked me to highlight it again. She gives you a long, stern look. I'd call anyone else a liar with a story like that. But coming from you, she squints behind her thick spectacles. There's a certain logic after all. And if you've served Whale, then you've served me too. She presents you with a folded section of fabric. Whale is both a keeper and a discoverer of secrets. May this hood aid you in revealing that which is obscured and keep you hidden from those who wish you harm. Ooh. You also find a key in your palm. You are also free to visit the Elder Archives and take whatever books and scrolls you find in the open. Spreading and circulating new mysteries is part of our service to the obscured. An animancer named Naden asked me to retrieve the theorems of the Pandagram from the Elder Archives. Grimda's impressive frown deepens. Thank you for letting me know. I'll be sure to tuck that tome away from prying eyes and see that this Naden never sets foot in here again. In the meantime, here's a token of our appreciation. Okay, well, we screwed that one up, but there we go. Is this what we wanted? To see her barred entirely? It seems a fearsome price to pay. Knowledge dangled just out of reach makes a tempting prize for any soul. Well, that did give us all levels up, so there we go. Let's go ahead and see what we can find here. Unlocked. I'm not thievering. Goodness. Okay. And... oh, okay, cool. What do we got in here? Is there anything that we can take? No. Okay. Let's go ahead and do a bunch of level ups then. This will be interesting. Okay. This is 32. Right. Okay, what do we got? 6. We already have the most of that we need. Okay. Lore. Athletics. Let's go ahead and get athletics, because we're eventually going to need a bunch of that stuff anyway. So let's go ahead with that. Alrighty. Now, let's go ahead and see what we're going to do for this. Don't want the sneak attack. Mortification of the soul. Inflicts raw damage on himself to gain a wound. Sneak attack, no. Aspirant's mark. To focus Nature's Mark spell. Gallant's Focus. Modal, no. Enigma's Charm, no. Outlander's Frenzy. -10 deflection health, no. Summons Wounding Shot, no. Let's see what we can do for this stuff. Let's see what we got for utility. No, doesn't look like we'll need that. +1 enemies engaged, always useful. Snake reflexes, that's also useful. Bull's Will. Mental Fortress. That could be very useful. Unstoppable. Control. Cautious attack. No. Graceful retreat. No. Let's take a look at what we have in the offense. Right. Unarmed. We could get more accuracy for our unarmed attacks. Savage attack modal. No. 3 per rest. No. Gunner. Dangerous implement. Modal. No. Beast Slayer. No. No. Well, no. Interrupting blows. Vulnerable attack. No. Penetrating shot. Bloody slaughter. 20% of hits converted to crits against targets with low endurance. That could be really useful, but we are actually going to get Mental Fortress because we keep on getting all that stuff. We keep on getting taken over and over again. It is not fun at all. Okay. Aloth. Right. Okay. Let's go ahead and get your survival up. Okay. Now we can get you a new spell. Okay. Writhing Tentacles. Confusion. That could be useful. Dimensional Shift. Switches the locations of the caster and one ally, leaving a shockwave between them that stuns all enemies. Essential Phantom. No. Flame Shield, Iron Skin. No. Let's see. Minor Arcane Reflection. Creates a field of arcane energy around the caster, causing hostile targeted spells up to 3rd level to be reflected back on the caster. For a total of 10 spells. That could be useful. Flame Shield. Anyone who damages them with a melee attack. How long does it... let's go with Flame Shield, you know? Why not? Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, now we get class talents. Arcane Veil. 2 per rest. No. Grimoire Slam. No, that's the whatchamacallit. That's the melee. Acolyte's Radiance. Oh, right, that's all the yeah, that's all that stuff. Okay. Let's see what's deflection again. Just direct melee and range spell attacks not area of effect. Let's actually go with Arcane Veil. That might actually be useful for Aloth. Alright, got that. Now we're going to move on to Ader. Okay, his athletics are all the way up. We're going to want to give you actually some lore so you can use some of your scrolls. Yes. Okay, bonus knockdown. Wary Defender. Okay, -5 deflection. No, don't want that. Bonus knockdown. Yes, let's go ahead with the bonus knockdown. Actually, wait. Adventure. No. Okay, defense. Let's go ahead with Mental Fortress. Again, we want to get all of that up so we can not have to deal with those freaking charm spells. Holy cow, those things are just so frustrating. Okay, endurance. Let's get your mechanics up. And let's get your athletics up. What the heck? Okay. Interdiction. Condemns priest foes, dazing any enemies in the area of effect. Inspired Flame. +10 accuracy. Oh, grants lesser burst of Summer Flame. Gain an accuracy bonus with Sword and Arquebus that can cast a special version of Burst of Summer Flame. Oh, that's pretty neat. Okay. Aggrandizing Radiance. It receives less healing from the No, we are not going to do that. We are going to get Inspired Flame. Yes, that's what we want. Kerblam. No new class unlocks, unfortunately. Kana. Okay, lore. We got your mechanics up. Let's get your athletics up. Wonderful. Okay, now what do we have here? We can get worms. We can get will-o'-the-wisps. We can make them terrified. We can get... decrease the duration of hobbled, stuck, paralyzed, and petrified. That's useful. You can charm somebody. Chanter creates 2 bouncing beams of pure light energy that restore endurance and grant immunity to... Oh! Why don't we go with that then? Okay, class. Got all the class stuff. And why don't we go ahead and give you Mental Fortress. Wonderful. And now we have Sagani. Okay. And let's give you some more athletics. Okay, great. Vicious Companion. Okay, that's also good. Accurate Wounding Shot. Makes her aim deadlier. His wounding shot's more accurate. Resilient Companion. Gains improved damage reduction against all damage types. Merciless Companion. Okay. Let's go ahead and give her Resilient Companion. That should also be useful. Utumask is a very good companion, and we want to make sure that the fox does not get knocked out in encounters. Okay, now I believe we are going to go to the Ducal Palace and see what we can do with that messenger. It was a very strange message, and I read it in a very strange voice, which I am accustomed to doing. Doodly-doo-dee-doo, doodly-doo-dee-doo. Okay, let's go ahead and make our way down this way. This really is a very pretty game. They did a very good job with the artwork. I've been following some of the folks who do the story and narrative writing and designing for both Obsidian and Harebrained Schemes, and these folks are absolutely awesome. They really know their stuff. If you can find them, I would suggest you do so. They are usually found lurking around like the Harebrained Schemes Twitter account and Obsidian Entertainment's Twitter account and whatnot. They are just an amazing group of people, and they definitely deserve all of the attention and credit that they can get for these awesome things that they are doing. Okay, here we are back at the Ducal Palace. Scouting mode is used for 2 purposes, sneaking and searching. Okay, yes, I understand. Speak with Chancellor Warren in the Hall of Records inside the palace. Okay, let's go ahead and speak with the Hall of Records. Spake. Chancellor Warren.
Thank you for coming, Pater Voss. I've been trying to track you down for some time. This is Marshal Foreman, Earl Bademar's military advisor. He will serve as a witness for this proceeding.
He gestures at the man next to him. Well met, Road Warden. Your reputation precedes you. I admit you've created a bit of stir throughout the nobility with your reclamation of Caed Nua. Most are still not sure what to think of you. What's the support?
The legitimacy of your claim to Caed Nua is in question. Earl Bademar has issued a ruling on the matter.
Caed Nua was abandoned for over a century, and I've claimed the land through strength of farms. My claim is legitimate.
If there were no other claimant, you'd be correct. Unfortunately, this is not the case. All will be made clear once Lord Gathbin arrives.
I have questions for... do you have any questions for me while you wait? Tell me about Earl Badenmar. Earl Badenmar comes from an esteemed line of lords that rose to prominence after the War of Defiance some 150 years ago. The Deerwood consists of 7 earldoms. Badenmars govern the northern earldom, known as the Grasp. As to the current Badenmar, he is as fine a man as I know. It is an honor to serve him. Tell me more about the Grasp. The Grasp is now the largest of the 7 earldoms after it consumed the pre-war earldom of Yenwood. It encompasses notable settlements such as New Heomar, Garion's Grasp, Gilded Vale, and, of course, Caed Nua. Yenwood? When the Deerwood was a mere colony of Ader, it was divided into 9 earldoms. When the Adirans were defeated and ultimately driven out, 2 of the earldoms were absorbed and the borders were adjusted. The Yenwood was one such earldom. Have other questions, Gathbin? Well, I've met him once, but once. It was ample time to determine the character of Lord Gathbin, or lack thereof. He is descended from old Adiran line that predates the War of Defiance. His great-grandfather, Rannig Gathbin, was the Earl of Yenwood during the war, that is, until he was stripped of his lands and driven from the Deerwood. Other questions? Do you know which way Earl Badenmar has ruled? I'm sorry, my lord, I do not. What was this about Road Warden? The one who rules Caed Nua on behalf of the Earl of Yenwood is traditionally known as the Road Warden. Your position might not be entirely official yet, but the title is an appropriate form of address. The marshal nods and smiles. I don't have any more questions. Your timing is impeccable. Here comes Lord Gathbin now. Green cloak with a sword. Hello, mister. Okay, an opulently dressed man strides towards the Chancellor, his sandy hair trailing him like a banner caught in a light breeze, boot heels echoing throughout the hall. An elven woman with cropped hair, dressed in dark, glinting mail, shadows his steps before taking position alongside him. She watches you unabashedly, taking your measure. Let's move past this formality as quickly as possible. I have other matters to attend to. It is well known that Caed Nua belongs to me by right. And where's this pretender? He who murdered the Raedricks, my own sister and her husband. And now he steals my land? Where's this low-born wretch? Warren clears his throat and glances at you. This man here? This is the Lord of Caed Nua. I thought he was just another servant. Perhaps a valet or a porter. Raise your hand. Everyone who owns their own keep, raise a hand. Go on, don't be shy. Imbecile! I hope you've enjoyed your time squatting on my land. Provoke me further, and I'll hang you from the highest wall of Caed Nua when our business is finished. Chancellor, read the Earl's decree. Warren breaks the seal on the scroll and unfurls it. Regarding the matter of Gathbin claim on Caed Nua, Earl Badenmar finds that the Gathbin claim was never relinquished. By law, Caed Nua is the rightful property of the Gathbin family. I knew it. Gathbin smirks at you triumphantly. I'm not finished reading, my lord. Gathbin rolls his eyes and motions for the Chancellor to continue. However, the Earl recognizes Pater Voss's part in reclaiming Caed Nua, a site that has stood abandoned, even some would say cursed, for over a century. Before Caed Nua is returned to the Gathbin family, the Earl has decreed that Lord Gathbin will provide compensation in the form of... Absolutely not. Gathbin folds his arms, a defiant scowl on his face. My lord? Warren raises his eyebrows. The amount is quite reasonable, and a requirement for your land to be returned to you, if you must allow me to finish. I'll not pay a single copper for this miscreant for my ancestral land. Do you think I'm blind to the Earl's motives, lackey? He thinks he can send a message with this insult. I have a message you can send him, son of a whore. Gathbin raises an open hand, and the Chancellor shrinks from him, arms raised in defense. Enough. How dare you give me an order? Gathbin whirls to face you.
Lord, I suggest you calm yourself immediately. The marshal, my lord, I suggest you calm yourself immediately. The marshal's tone is calm, but his hand rests on the hilt of his sword. The elven woman deftly draws a pistol from her thick leather belt. Her eyes widen in anticipation. My lords, please, there's no need for violence. Lord Gathman holds your gaze for several heartbeats, his eyes burning with hatred. I'll be coming for what's mine. Count on it. Come, Captain Emery, we're leaving. He sneers defiantly before storming down the hall. The captain lowers her pistol and gives a smirking shrug before following her employer. Huh. Well, I can't say that Gathman's reaction was entirely unexpected. Though, through no fault of your own, I'm afraid you've made a powerful enemy. He did seem a little upset, didn't he? I've heard he's always been vicious, even as a boy. He can hold a grudge for a very long time. In any case, Caed Nua now officially belongs to you, since Lord Gathman has rejected the Earl's decree. He hands you a deep blue scepter, which looks to have been carved entirely out of sapphire. Here, this belongs to you, or belongs to one of the lords of. This belonged to one of the old lords of Caed Nua. By right, it's now yours. Ooh, wonderful. We're gonna give him some money. Money always helps. Have this sent to Lord Gathman as a token of friendship. That's a generous offer, and I'll make sure it reaches Lord Gathman. It was a pleasure to finally meet you, Lord. Warren bows. Perhaps we'll speak again under more pleasant circumstances. Farewell, Pater Voss. The marshal nods at you and leaves. Well, that's an interesting development. Let's go ahead and see what we have here. Task completed, a call to court. Cool. Well, let's see. I think something might have completed. No, that's still going. Okay, well, if you enjoyed, go ahead and hit that like button or give me some feedback if you prefer. Of course, if you enjoy my other work, a subscription to the channel would also be most amazing. As always, it's great to see you all here at the Fox Den. I hope you come back next time and pull up a chair for some more Pillars of Eternity. Alrighty, you take care now. Bye.